Hey guys, Legendary Grimlock here, and today we have another horrific truth. So the MCU and DCEU, debates have been honestly underwhelming, with people honestly just going for the speed blitz argument for the DCEU, despite the sheer fact that Thor actually gaps Superman in leagues here, no pun intended here. So obviously today we have to explain the horrendous and horrific truth about the MCU scaling for Thor versus the DCEU scaling for Superman. Keep in mind this is live action, so I don't want to hear anything about comics. So to start off with DCEU Superman can range from a plethora of scaling here. His lowest would definitely have to be around the island levels, but his highest is around the continental levels here. You see Superman being able to destroy the world engine, which would have basically terraformed the Earth into Krypton within a few hours. Now, depending on how you look at this and it bouncing gravity around inside the Earth's core, you could look at this like a plethora race. You can easily get it to country level, or maybe even the likes of I guess you could probably say continental level. So again, that does depend on how you interpret it. But again, it's very interesting because it would have did this to the planet in a couple hours. So it's kind of weird, but you know it is what it is here. So yeah, Superman was able to destroy this, and in all honesty, being able to take something like this, which flattened mountains with ease here. Then you also have him overpowering the Justice League, which is kind of impressive. You see, the reason why this is somewhat, I guess you could say, a little overhyped here is because Aquaman and Wonder Woman don't scale to Superman at all. Like, they don't even scale to his Man of Steel version. And the reason why I'm saying this is because they don't have the real feats to compete with it. Aquaman and Wonder Woman are able to damage Steppenwolf, the same Steppenwolf who fought Doomsday and was actually able to crack and do pretty much throw chunks off the moon of Krypton. So yeah, the Krypton TV show is actually a direct statement to DCEU Steppenwolf and the actual version of Doomsday from the Krypton TV show. Superman being able to clown him means he should upscale that, which would again put him around the continental to possibly multi-continentals. But this, if you think the moon was fully destroyed, I definitely give it to Superman here. And then you also have him upscaling Aquaman and Wonder Woman, like I said earlier, who both would be around the island levels. Now, the reason why I say that is because Wonder Woman scales to a dying Zeus here, who was able to create an island with his dying breath. So that's how the island of Themyscira happened. And while he was dying, he still managed to, defeat and managed to, beat Ares and inflict a mortal wound upon him, to which left Ares weakened for, millennia and stuff. And you guys saw the Wonder Woman movie, right? So I think that's really all we have for DCU Superman. Yeah, his highest is like the multi-continental margin. And no, he doesn't scale to the mother boxes. I feel like a lot of people, excuse me, my tongue tied. He doesn't scale to the mother boxes because, again, he died by them. Plus, he needed Cyborg to hack them. And if you watch the Snyder Cut version, which was way too darn long, he needed not only Cyborg to hack them, but needed Flash to also give Cyborg an energy boost for the full separation. So, no, he wouldn't scale to, the mother boxes. He wouldn't even scale to Darkseid, who has statements of being a world killer. But again, that's very contentious because we don't know how Darkseid destroyed these planets. Like, we see him only do this when he has, like, the Unity, which has been a repetitive thing for centuries here. And so it kind of is what it is, but depending on where you can scale Superman, his highest you would get him is around the multi-continental levels. Now, let's move on to MCU Thor. Now, the first thing we have to talk about is his dad, Odin. Odin has repeated statements of his power, that being the Odin Force here, being a world destroyer. He's able to casually destroy planets repeatedly. Now, you can get Odin higher. For example, he made his wife Freya or Frigga into stars, which will put him at solar system level. And then you also have the sheer fact that he might exceed the power of the Infinity Stones, depending on how you look at it. But again, Thor would actually scale to the Odin Force. But before I get into that, keep in mind that Thor himself has been able to shake the entire planet of Jotunheim, which again is a giant planet covered in ice here. Now, Thor's damage he done to the planet was around the continental level, all right? But again, his attack radius, or at least where the attack spread out to, or at least the area of effect, does put him around the planetary margin, as it's confirmed that, yeah, when he struck the ground, he shook the entire planet. Now, you could actually say this generates multi-continental levels of force, but you will also get it to, like, planetary levels. Now, back to the Destroyer. The Destroyer is actually powered by the Odin Force energy. It's powered by Odin's energy, making the World Destroyer, the Destroyer itself here, a literal planet buster. It's confirmed to be powered by the Odin Force, and Thor was able to defeat him in the first movie. Meaning MCU Thor, the phase 1 version of Thor, already has continental, multi-continental to planetary in a short span of time. In one movie, that's how far he went. So again, he already has a much higher level, right? But keep this in mind as well, right? Thor constantly progressed through the MCU. He constantly got stronger to the point where he's fighting against characters like Hulk, who can stagger Zerter, who was destroying Asgard. And again, people who tell you this is around the continental levels, when in the MCU tie-in comics, or at least the lore-based comics, Asgard is confirmed to be like a flat planet. So yeah, that's still confirmed to be a planetary feat. Then Thor also taking the force of a miniature neutron star. You could also get that to, again, star level. And plus, he did restart the rings of Nidavellir, which are much bigger than the neutron star. So again, you have your feat for that as well. Now, Thor can also get to Universal, and if you guys have ever watched my Hey Say Godzilla vs. MCU Thor video, yeah, you can actually get Thor to Universal through a plethora of means here. But before we get into that, Thor in Love and Thunder also has some pretty ridiculous feats here, like him being able to one-shot Zeus, who should be the strongest god in Omnipotent City, and him being able to produce a lightning blast so powerful that it cracked the planet that he and Gore were on, and again, the area of effect, it went over the entire planet. Now, going to the Infinity Stones themselves here, the Infinity Stones in the MCU have a lot of universal powers, okay? They have a lot of universal, powers, abilities, and this will also scale Thor to faster than light here. You see, characters like Captain Marvel actually have the power of the Space Stone, which is confirmed to be light speed. Keep in mind, in the fight with Thanos, where he throws a black hole created by the Space Stone, this is Doctor Strange simply blocking it and turning it into butterflies. Meaning, again, Doctor Strange was able to block an attack from the Space Stone, meaning he was able to make his construct and turn it into butterflies within the speed of light. And then you have characters like Scarlet Witch, who are in weaker bodies as of Multiverse of Madness because she transfers consciousness to a weaker version of herself. Keep in mind as well that she's able to react to a Captain Marvel trying to speed blitz and take her down, and is actually using her photon blasts, which are again light speed. And Wanda is not only able to react to this, but is actually able to absorb that energy and keep pace with this Captain Marvel while she's flying. So this Thor already has planet, star, continental, multi-continental, to even universal levels of feats. And I think it's pretty simple why this is really one-sided. Again, you have weaker versions of Thor reacting to photon blasts at point-blank range. Yes, Party Thor is weaker than the main MCU timeline Thor, and he's reacting to his Captain Marvel, which again should scale to his Captain Marvel in terms of speed, because again, there really hasn't been said to be a difference between the versions of Captain Marvel. I guess you say the MCU one is a lot stronger, but again, Thor is a lot stronger than her. And again, when comparing, characters of the Justice League and saying that characters like Wonder Woman are much faster than Thor, or even faster than characters like Iron Man, when again, these DCEU fans here, bring up this feat where she's blocking bullets when this is only confirmed to be supersonic to possibly even hypersonic, because again, the type of gun, the amount of bullets she's blocking, the way she's moving, and again, everyone equates slow motion to pretty much look fast. Again, Wonder Woman is fast. I'm not saying that she isn't, but again, compared to characters like Wanda, she's slow. And again, Thor is above Wanda. Oh, well, but the Scarlet Witch. No. Don't play that in my comment section. No. I understand what y'all Wanda fans gonna say. But she was meant to conquer the multiverse, okay? Did she do it? Did she do it? Like, how is she gonna do that? With the Darkhold? Being in that one area where she could possibly take it over? Yeah, yeah, that means she needed the right place in the right time. But hey, it is what it is, right? And again, not downplaying Wanda, but I'm saying here, yes, Thor is the more powerful of the two here. Even characters like Iron Man, you can easily scale to planetary, as he's able to block the Power Stone and even exceed the power of the Power Stone, which is again able to destroy and wipe out entire planets. And again, like I said earlier, go watch my Heisei Godzilla versus MCU Thor video, where you guys can pretty much get the full scale for MCU Thor here. And again, there are universal level metas in the MCU that you could use to simply upscale Thor from the Infinity Stones. Like, for example, the Time Stone being able to affect Dormammu and trap him in a time loop, despite the fact that Dormammu should be relatively above Doctor Strange, even though using the Time Stone, right, traps Dormammu in this time loop and he cannot enter, our universe. And again, Dormammu is known to be a universe destroyer, possibly putting him at multiversal, but I guess that's a video for another day, right? Then you also have, the Eternals and the Unimind. You can simply just scale Thor above the Unimind because he is more powerful than all the Eternals. With the Unimind, again, being able to suppress and even being able to, I think, probably knock Celestials unconscious, or at least keep them unconscious. With, again, Celestials being able to create universes. There are even universal scaling for characters that Thor could relatively scale to and scale above, like Doctor Strange, who in Multiverse of Madness fought an evil version of himself, also known as Sinister Strange, who destroyed his and I think another universe. So he destroyed 2 universes. That's Universal Plus. And again, if you want to put Thor above that, it's very simple, right? He's still more powerful than, Doctor Strange, or maybe on the same footing. Again, you can scale him to or scale him above. It depends here. And then again, Superman does not scale to the mother boxes. Like, it's pretty blatant. In even the Snyder Cut, it shows Superman getting eradicated by the mother boxes. And keep in mind, still, even in that cut, like I said earlier, they needed Cyborg and Flash to actually be able to, I guess you could say, disconnect the mother boxes. And even then, we even see, like, Superman pulling them apart and stuff. Yeah, that's great. That's great and all. But again, how did he get there? How was he able to do this? Did he do it? And he didn't do it by himself. You could say he did the heavy lifting of the pulling and stuff like that. But again, it took a process to get those mother boxes and to just pull them apart. Now, yes, you could possibly get DCEU Superman to planetary. There are a lot of planetary metas for the DCEU. Like, for example, Black Adam being able to destroy the world. You can easily scale Superman to that. You can also scale him above Sabbac. Maybe even take the Darkseid quote seriously, even though we don't know how he was, like, destroying planets and stuff like that. But again, at the end of the day, MCU Thor has a lot more universal metas and feats that you could use to simply just overtake the entire DCEU as a whole. But that's going to be all for today, you guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. Peace.